One of the most fun things about my job, apart from the actual doing, is planning the programs. There is nothing better than conducting something which you have chosen with the musicians you love. For me, music is speech. Music is a language. What's most important is to make the music speak. Every piece we play should have a narrative. Because when we tell something with it, then it's understood by the audience. I mean, I would compare classical music to any other cultural event or an art form. Even you look at these same pieces for the 1000th time, it still reveals something, oh, wow, something new, while keeping its identity. And that's exactly the same thing with the painting. You see it again and you're like, yeah, it was as I remembered. But there was this and this which I didn't notice the last time. And it's the same for me looking at the scores. I mean, they are pieces of art and they are masterfully crafted and constructed and created. And every time you look at them, they look a little bit different, but still having the same identity, the same core. But for me, a concert experience at its best, it should be to a certain extent surprising. And the orchestra absolutely has to play the classics. And that needs to be some sort of core of the repertoire. But if you play only the classics, we would see only one part of music. And it's also a very exciting thing for both us and for the audience when we play new music, because then we never know which pieces will be the future classics. So there is always a chance of, being part of a world premiere of a new Beethoven 9 or something like this. There are some of my favorite new pieces, like Perú Negro by Jimmy Lopez, a great Peruvian composer living now in the US, who happened to study in Finland. I just love it, and I'm sure the audience will love it too, and the orchestra, of course. Then we also present a premiere by Sally Beamish, which will be very interesting. Another premiere by Mette Henriette. The upcoming season is the anniversary of the Oslo Philharmonic choir. And of course, we are very proud to have a wonderful choir like them. And that's also one reason why I have chosen many great works involving a chorus. Mozart, the C minor Mass, which is unfinished, but one of the most fascinating pieces there is. He wrote it when he was pretty young, but he left it unfinished. And I thought that how could we finish it with another piece? Then I heard this really amazing piece by Andrew Norman called Sustain, which is a brand new piece written for Los Angeles Philharmonic. And I thought that is the perfect continuation for that. So we first played the Mozart, then there is a break, and then we play the Norman piece, which then completes and kind of finishes that Mass. I always want that there is some sort of a narrative and the continuation. There is some line going through all of the pieces. Sometimes it can be a theme, like for example, now we have this Russian music concert, which is the death program of the season. It's Shostakovich's 14th Symphony, extremely dark, but it's great music and worth hearing and performing. And we combine that with Tchaikovsky's 6th Symphony, the Pathétique, which is his last piece. And also, I think it symbolizes, dying away. Just the last notes just disappear. Heartbeat slows down and it stops. But then I need to make sure that not every program is like that, because otherwise the orchestra will die and the audience too. It will be too much. So then, for example, we have program which has some Baroque, no big orchestra, no big forces, but rather something more uplifting. And then my favorite program of the season, maybe, which is a huge thing for a choir. And actually we add even another choir to it. We borrow the Swedish radio choir because we need such a huge choir that our choir is not big enough. It is Walton's Belshazzar's Feast, which is maybe the greatest, at least the biggest, choir and orchestra piece, which is completely mad. It has extra brass bands and a huge orchestra. A baritone soloist, Thomas Hampson, will come and sing it, a great honor for us. And then our huge choir. So, summa summarum, we have a lot of choir music, which is great. I've chosen repertoire which really means a lot to me and to the orchestra. Some pieces which it is quite rare to hear in a concert hall. So I just can't wait for the upcoming season to start.